Morning. Good morning for our European friends and also the African friends, and also good afternoon for our Asian friends. Uh, uh, Welcome to our today's the program on the FO4A launching program. Before we start the program, let's have a Zoom poll. Dear all, may I kindly ask you to give answer to the four question now? Here is that now you are see your screen. The questions are your age, your gender, your sector, and your location. Please scroll and click your answer for help us to identify who we are and our location and professions. After answering all the questions, please click submit. So still our voting is going on. Out of, I have seen 103 participants, only 46 number of 48 numbers of participants are giving vote. So can you please scroll your screen and use the poll, Zoom poll, so that we can identify our four questions. First is the age, and then the location, and then sex, and also the sector. Dear participant, right now I have seen that the out of 61, now 15% of the participants are 19 to 30 age group, and 50% of the participants are 31 to 50%, 34% of the participants are 51 to 65, and 2% of the participants are 66 to 80. If we divide it into sex division, there is a 50% of the female and 48% of the male. And the profession, or there is a 34% of the pharma organization, 40% of the CSO or NGO, 2% of the government, and 2% of the private sector, and 15% of the UN agency. And others are the 8%. And the last question, where are you joining from? The Central Asia, there is a 3% of Central Asia, 2% from East Asia, 21% of South Asia, 48% of Southeast Asia, and 5% of America, and 19% of Europe. Thank you. Thank you for being with us with the Zoom poll. Now, I would like to give the floor to our today's MC, Ms. Bernie and Mr. Leo.
Greetings, everyone. We would like to welcome all the farmers' organizations who are present today, as well as the partners who are consistently supporting the farmers.
Today, we are gathered for two reasons. One is to refresh ourselves with the accomplishments that we have achieved from previous programs that we have implemented. The two wings of APOS, NTCP2, and FFP.
And secondly, we are also moving forward to scale up the initial achievements of capacitating and strengthening the farmers' organizations towards being initiators, drivers, and vehicles of better economic services for farmer members.
That means we are taking off from the achievements of APOS into implementing the farmers' organizations for Asia, or FO4A.
We will discuss more about FO4A later on, but for now, let us proceed with the program.
But before that, allow us to introduce ourselves. I am Leo.
And I am Bernie.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I am Mags Katindig.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cesar Bilanghel. Mags and I are from AsiaDRA. It's an agri-agency member of AgriCord. And without much delay, let us officially start our program with the opening remarks from the FOA implementing partners. From AgriCord, let us call on FOA Program Advisor, Ms. Katya Vori. Katya.
Thank you, Cesar. Distinguished guests, farmers organization representatives, European Commission, IFAD, implementing partners, private and public sector stakeholders, agri-agency colleagues. As an international alliance of 12 agri-agencies mandated by farmer organizations in their respective countries, AgriCord is very happy to be here today to launch FO for Asia together with all of you. 7 of our 12 agri-agencies, together with 160 farmers organizations from all levels, national, subnational, and local, are participating in this action. FO4A will work towards strengthening family farmers and their organizations. And that reflects perfectly AgriCord conviction that strong farmers organizations contribute to democracy, economic growth, more equal income distribution along the value chains, improved food security, as well as climate change adaptation and mitigation. The COVID-19 pandemic and more strongly felt impacts of climate change, especially in the Asian region, have highlighted that the importance of resilient food systems, shorter value chains, and local food production. Smallholders and their organizations and cooperatives are key actors in achieving the transitions we all need. Therefore, I would like to warmly thank the European Commission for their continuous support to strengthen the farmers' organizations in Asia. FO4A builds upon the results of the earlier AFOS program that was also working with the farmer organizations to strengthen themselves and better integrate smallholder farmers into value chains. In this FO4A program that we are now launching, improving FO's economic services is one of the main focus areas. And we, on the AgriCord side, will be working very hard to deliver results in that respect. For example, one of the targets we have set for ourselves is to have at least 10 million euro worth of agricultural products marketed by the supported FOs during the program implementation. We are very lucky to be working in a great company. We worked already together with IFAD, Asian Farmers Association, and La Via Campesina in the earlier program. And we are keen to put in practice the lessons we learned and work even in more synergetic and complementary way within FO4A. So thank you again to our donor for this important support. AgriCord, with all its partners, is very much looking forward to the exciting work ahead of all of us. And we aim to deliver sustainable results, leading to improved incomes for farmers and more resilient food systems and agricultural landscapes. Thank you for your attention, and over to the moderators.
Thank you so much, Katja. Now representing the farmers' organization across Asia, it is our pleasure to introduce leaders from Asia Pacific Farmers Program, or APFP, Mr. Zainal Fuad of La Via Campesina and Ms. Esther Penuña of the Asian Farmers Association for Sustainable Rural Development, or AFA. Let us hear first from Zainal of LVC and then Esther of AFA. Zainal?
Okay, thank you very much, Max. And so Bernie and Cesar, and this guest from European Commission, from IFAD, and from my partner is Alpha, and also AgriCord. This is Katja. Thanks for your good opening remarks. Yes, I'm glad to be here in the launching of the support to farmers organization for Asia. And also welcome to all peasant organization in Asia. I think it is a good momentum for us in launching this program. Why? Because as Ms. Katja said, that now we are still in the pandemic COVID, and of course we are still in the impact of the pandemic. So why it is good for us to launching this program. So if we look at the report of FAO on the FAO food price index in the beginning of this month, we saw that the price is rise. So of course the problem in on the economic or welfare of the family farming is also if we see the FAO food commodity price index. So there are vegetable oil, cereal, dairy, meat, sugar all is increased. So this is also part of the actually part of the food crisis, also part of the pandemic of COVID. And also remember in October last year, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that the pandemic COVID forced over 1 million people into poverty. So this is our challenge as a peasant organization to overcome this problem. So and then we also remember that this year is this is the international year of fisheries and artificial fisheries, or you can say YAFA. So it is also part of our energy to increase our welfare, especially for peasant family. And then if we look at also the program of UN Decade Family Farming, it is also linked with this program of the peasant organization for Asia. And then as remember, now we already have the tool of our struggle to increase our welfare. This is the UN drop, UN Declaration on the Right of Peasant and other people working in rural areas. So we have to implement this UN drop to overcome our problem, especially because of the crisis and because of the pandemic COVID. And of course, once again, we thank to IFAD and IU Commission, because this also part of your obligation, your obligation, especially in Article 20 and 27 of UN drop, the responsibility of UN and other international organizations, and also especially also for the Article 2 is general obligation of states. So we hope all states in ASEAN country work together to make our program as a success. And lastly, finally, I remember in 2018 there was ASEAN Games, and I remember the slogan, "Energy of Asia." So this program we can say energy for energy of Asia in supporting peasant farmer organization for Asia. Thank you very much.
Good morning to all partners in Europe, and good afternoon to all in Asia. Thank you for being here with us today to celebrate the launching of our newest project, Farmers Organizations for Asia, or FOA. Warmest welcome to you all. In behalf of the Asian Farmers Association for Sustainable Rural Development, or AFA, we acknowledge and are grateful for the presence of our partner donors, the European Union or EU, and International Fund for Agriculture Development or IFAD, our partners in the implementation, La Via Campesina and AgriCord, our partners in Southeast Asia, the ASEAN Working Group, our national implementing agencies and farmers' organizations in Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Myanmar, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. Likewise in East, Central, and South Asia, SAARC, and our national implementing agencies and farmers' organizations in Bangladesh, China, India, Mongolia, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. It is a great opportunity to continue what we have started since the EU project that we managed, which was the ASEAN Farmers Organization Support Program, or AFOS, which was implemented the past 6 years. Through that project, we were able to assist in the strengthening of capacities of farmers' organizations in Southeast Asia. We were able to assist and strengthen a huge number of FOs and its members, able to provide support on their economic services through the provision of financial assistance, technical trainings, exchange visits, and establish partnerships with other organizations, private and public sectors. We were also able to involve our farmers in different regional and national fora and initiatives that help us address our policy concerns. Furthermore, we were able to ensure the participation of women and youth in the events and activities of our national farmers' organizations. Now, we have a much broader, much wider support through FOA. Aside from Southeast Asia, this EU project will cover also the South, East, and Central sub-regions of Asia, from 7 countries before to 14 countries in the next 4 years. In this project, we are targeting to reach 3 million farmers who will benefit from favorable public policies, 360,000 farmers with increased incomes, 1,000 farmers' organizations providing services to its members, and 100 FOs who will mobilize resources for economic services such as agribusiness implementation and 4P engagement. We aim to focus on building a sustainable, climate-resilient agribusiness that prioritizes value addition to increase the sales of our farmers by at least 20% by the end of the project. We will also continue to encourage our young farmers and women to take part on major roles in agricultural activities. Friends and colleagues, climate change is a serious challenge amongst family farmers in Asia. The most recent IPCC report states that the window of opportunity to have a sustainable and livable future is slowly closing, and that we must act swiftly now. We, women, men, and young family farmers will be key solution providers. Thank you for this big opportunity that FOA brings. This project will help us strengthen our agency as it will help shape our collective destiny towards a healthy people, a healthy planet, a livable future for all of us. Let us wish each other the best as we implement this project in the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sainal and Esther. We are delighted that you provided emphasis on the increasing of the welfare of family farmers, especially as we are confronted with the pandemic. And then similarly, the key participation of farmers' organizations, especially the women and the youth, and the importance of establishing favorable policies leading to profitable economic initiatives that is climate resilient and sustainable. Thank you very much. Back to Bernie and Leo, please.
Let us move forward and see what is to happen next.
Right. And what do we do now with our past achievements to to upscale and maximize them towards economic benefits for farmers.
Family farmers produce majority of the world's food, with 35% being grown by smallholder farmers. Asia is home to 60% of the world's population, has vast arable land, extensive forestry, and rich fishery resources. Smallholder family farmers, forest producers, fishers, and herders in Asia produce around 20% of the world's food. However, they are also the hungriest and poorest in the world. Moreover, family farmers face many other concerns, including lack of access to land and marketing opportunities, poor infrastructure and support services, as well as the constant threat and impact of climate change in their livelihood. To support smallholder farmers in Asia, the European Union and the International Fund for Agricultural Development funded the ASEAN Farmers Organization Support Program, or AFOSP. AFOSP was implemented from 2015 to 2020 in the ASEAN region. With funding of 15 million euros, AFOSP aimed to improve the livelihood and food security situation of smallholder producers in ASEAN countries. AFOSP was implemented by two agencies. The consortium Asian Farmers Association for Sustainable Rural Development and La Via Campesina implemented the Medium-Term Cooperation Program Phase 2, or AFOSP-MTCP, and the AgriCord implemented the Farmers Fighting Poverty, or AFOSP-FFP. By the end of the project, AFOSP-MTCP2 was able to reach 15 million smallholder farmers, and the AFOSP-FFP about 260,000 farming families in ASEAN. The program helped improve the livelihoods of many smallholder farmers in the region and continue to do so with a new program. Building from the gains of AFOSP, the Farmers Organization for Asia, or FO4A, will be implemented from 2021 to 2025. The program aims to increase the income and improve the livelihood, food and nutrition security, and safety of smallholders and family farmers in Asia. With funding of 12,780,000 euros, FO4A will expand to include more countries in East, Central, South, and Southeast Asia. To achieve its goals, FO4A will support farmers' organizations to improve their capacity to provide economic and technical services to their members. The program will draw the attention of sector stakeholders to the needs of smallholder farmers. Resources will target activities that contribute to structuring organizations by setting up major building blocks required for their institutional development. The program will also build up awareness among stakeholders on the carried out activities and their results through communication activities. FO4A is implemented by the consortium Asian Farmers Association for Sustainable Rural Development and La Via Campesina and AgriCord. We invite you to join us as we welcome your invitation to build a sustainable and healthy future for all. Support family farmers in Asia and unleash their potentials for poverty reduction, food security, and nutrition.
Thank you. And this FO4A program would have not been possible without the support of our development partners, the European Union and the International Fund for Agricultural Development.
Yes, and to speak on behalf of the European Union, let us all welcome the Ambassador to the ASEAN, His Excellency Thibaut Porvatin. Sir, please take the virtual floor.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me well. I'm the head of cooperation. I'm not the ambassador, but I'm very glad to join you this afternoon and to open this event together with our partners from farmer organizations, in particular the organizations were already represented in the initial remarks from Agricord, La Via Campesina, and the Asian Farmers Association, also IFAD, and I'm glad to see also the participation of many other partners with whom we work on sustainable food systems in the region, including the ASEAN Secretariat. So this is a very important project for us. I'm glad that the EU contributes, as it was just mentioned in the video, with a contribution of 12.7 million euros. For the EU, this is a project that fits very well with our cooperation priorities in Asia and in the ASEAN region. Our regional cooperation for the coming years is aligned in particular with the European Green Deal and strategies such as Farm to Fork to make food systems fair, healthy, and environmentally friendly. The Green Deal has an important external dimension, so we want to align our international cooperation on agriculture and food systems with this strategy. Our regional cooperation is also driven by our jobs and sustainable growth objectives. And for us, this means ensuring that trade relations contribute to social development, decent work, more sustainable, inclusive, and resilient growth models. And this also means reinforcing economic, social, and labor rights, as well as ensuring a transition that is just. So I see very good alignment between these objectives around environmental sustainability, jobs, inclusive and sustainable growth, and the new project which is presented today. So I'm really looking forward to this new partnership with IFAD and all the partners who are here today. Actually, it's not a new partnership, as it was mentioned previously. The project builds on previous initiatives supporting farmer organizations to which the EU has contributed. And it's in fact a follow-up of a long-standing support from the EU. Again, as it was shown in the video, the EU has concluded the AFOSP project with IFAD in 2015 with a 15 million euros contribution for 5 years. Working with the EU delegation to ASEAN, I'd like to emphasize in particular the project engagement with ASEAN institutions, including the ASEAN Secretariat, sectoral working groups, and senior officials meeting, as well as the ASEAN Foundation. We've seen that the project has achieved impressive results. It has supported the institutional growth of 25 national farmer organizations, and it helped them provide better services to their members, including 1,400 subnational farmer organizations. This subnational organization reached more than 15 million farmers in 7 countries in ASEAN, hence a potentially very wide impact for the project. It's also worth noting that the membership of both the national and subnational farmer organizations involved in the project have increased by more than 35% during the project lifetime. The project has built capacities in many areas, contributing to food production and farmer enterprises, such as business planning, market research, marketing, and cooperatives development. It has used various modalities to deliver support, such as exchange visits with successful cooperatives, awareness campaigns, trainings, and financial support. All this experience, the tools developed, and the reinforcement of the network of competent national and subnational organizations is a great achievement, and it provides a strong basis to scale up support to farmer organizations under the new project. In the coming years, the EU will be keen to support implementation. We are particularly keen to build synergies with other initiatives supported by the EU. This includes our engagement in the region with EU member states through the ASEAN Green Team Europe initiative, which was launched in November last year, and which includes activities on sustainable food systems through the form of technical assistance. We also have programs at bilateral level in countries where sustainable agriculture is a priority sector of bilateral cooperation, such as in Laos and in Cambodia. All these initiatives have a strong attention to environmental sustainability of food systems and linkages to climate action, resilience, and to the need to promote a just transition, including through support to smallholders and SMEs. This is increasingly important as the environment and climate crisis accelerates. So once again, I'm looking forward to a strengthened partnership with all of you to address these challenges to the farmer organizations for AGIA project. To conclude, I want to thank the farmer organizations involved today and IFAD, including the Asian Farmer Association for Sustainable Rural Development, La Via Campesina and Agricord, with whom agreements have already been established during the initial stages of implementation. So again, looking forward to the partnership. I wish you, all of us, a successful event today, and I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Parthivan, and thank you for your very inspiring message. And now we have our next speaker is from IFAD. He is the Director for Asia and the Pacific Division of the International Fund for Agricultural Development. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Nigel Brett. Sir, please take the virtual floor.
So it's really a great pleasure to be addressing you today, and greetings to all dear farmer leaders, development partners from ASEAN, SAARC, to my IFAD and EU colleagues. It's really great to be here today. Of course, it's impossible for us to ignore the global context of today's meeting, and I'm sure it's in all of your minds as well. We deplore the loss of life in Ukraine and the disruption, displacement of populations, and this conflict will have an impact on food supplies in many Asian countries, and you know, there are big implications for farming communities across Asia. And of course, in any crisis, the burden falls on the poorest and the most vulnerable. I'm particularly concerned for countries that rely on big imports of staples from countries like Ukraine, Pakistan, Bangladesh. We're monitoring this situation, but we all need to keep these potential impacts in mind as we move forward with implementation of this new program. As we launch the Farmers for Asia program, allow me to congratulate and commend all our partners under the ASEAN Farmer Organization Support Program for the fruitful and encouraging years of partnership between IFAD, the EU, with farmer organizations through the consortium of AFA and LVC, agri-agencies under Agricord in empowering ASEAN farmers as really food heroes and reliable partners in ensuring, you know, there's healthy food on the table and that we have a big contribution to poverty reduction in rural areas. And our support to family farmer organizations through the program has shown us that strong groups, associations, cooperatives are really effective channels of servicing family farmers. And they have proven that they play a critical role in strengthening farmer bargaining power. They also facilitate the better coordination with actors in the value chain, maximizing the share of value added. And through these family farmer organizations, smallholder farmers can share and they can reduce risks. Today, farmer groups have also expanded their activities in downstream stages of food chain, strengthening their customer orientation. So lots of great work has taken place. And from IFAD's side, we acknowledge the growing effort of farmer organizations to build their credibility by expanding membership, by consolidating efforts through national platforms, supported by earlier regional grants such as MTCP2, and now continuing through the Strengthening Farmer Organizations for Asia program. And in the next 5 years, with very generous support from the EU and joining with IFAD, we see the potential to reach more federated farmer organizations, not only in ASEAN, but in the Asia region, including Central and South Asia. So together, let's show that these national farmer organizations and platforms are real interlocutors and representatives of farmers at national level, with ministries of agriculture, with intergovernmental bodies like ASEAN, SAARC, and with the international community of development partners. And to reach this objective, we need now to combine our efforts for win-win situations. And for the farmer organization side, the partnership should allow them to become privileged partners of the ministry's program finance through IFAD-funded projects and beneficiaries of IFAD networks and expertise. And on the IFAD side, of course, this partnership would ensure a clear and natural exit strategy and sustainability of our investments, as well as significant leverage and better legitimacy of policy reforms in favor of small farmers. For my IFAD colleagues, the country directors, the hub heads, as part of our commitment to the Farmers Forum, may I encourage you to engage in specific cooperation with farmer organizations on three key areas: on the policy reform cooperation, on policy issues linked to the country strategies, secondly, on inclusion of farmer organizations in IFAD projects, both as beneficiaries, but also as service providers within 4P approaches. And then thirdly, through signing memorandums of understanding between IFAD and national level farmer organizations. So in advancing IFAD 12, the Asia Pacific Regional Division of IFAD expresses its continued commitment to work with farmer organizations, not just as beneficiaries, but as reliable and credible partners in development. We remain committed to work with farmer organizations together with the European Union and other development partners to recognize and promote farmer organizations and their key role in providing sustainable solutions in many areas, including on climate change. So thank you very much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to address you. And I'll now bounce back through our partnership with Farm Organizations for Asia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brett. Indeed, we are very happy to have you with us today with your assuring message. I will now bring back the floor to Bernie and Leo.
Now that we have an understanding of FO4A, let us hear again from the implementers, the Asian Farmers for Sustainable Rural Development, and La Via Campesina, and AgriCord to give us the snapshots of FO4A for 2021.
To share with us a brief snapshot of FO4A from the Agri-Agency side, let us welcome Ms. Katja Vuri from AgriCord.
And now, from the Farmers Organization side, let us hear from Ms. Lani Rebagay to give us the snapshots of FO4A 2021.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for Mr. Nigel Brett for these extremely inspiring and encouraging words. Many of you here are probably quite familiar or even very familiar with IFAD and Asian Farmers Association and La Via Campesina, but you might not know AgriCord that well. So to start our snapshot, I would like to explain a little bit who we are. So as mentioned, AgriCord is an international alliance of 12 agri-agencies from Europe, Senegal, Canada, and Southeast Asia. And what is interesting to know also now that we are launching this FO4Asia program is that AgriCord is participating in program implementation also in other continents. We are currently implementing EU-funded FO support programs in Africa, Caribbean, and Latin America. And we are starting a farmer organization-led research and innovation program that will be implemented in 5 continents. Next, Lani. Now, Agri agencies are AgriCord's operational arms. They accompany FOs and provide backstopping and advisory services and technical assistance in the programs that we are implementing. And as mentioned in FO for Asia, we have 7 of our Agri agencies involved. And of course, the most important implementing partners and actors are the 160 farmer organizations whose strategic priorities have been driving the target setting and planning of the activities. Next. And before I try to give a short overview, well, there Lani skipped. Lani doesn't think that calamansi is that interesting because it's so common in the Philippines, but we wanted to include this beautiful photo from farm work showing proudly the calamansi produce from Pola Mindoro in the Philippines. Just to thank you, all the partners and FOs, for the hard work that they've already been doing in planning and preparing the action, because let's not forget that especially for the local level farmer organizations, this kind of a program planning, all the documentation, log frames and so on, that's not really their core job, but they are still doing a big effort to provide everything needed to get this kind of programs started. So now next, Lani. AgriCord is the little sister in the FO for Asia program. We are supporting and contributing to the results in the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Cambodia. Our side of the program consists of 20 projects, and we are implementing 3.5 million total budget. I'm not going to repeat then when we take a snapshot of country level activities planned. I'm not going to repeat every time that economic services are the main focus area. So there's in all projects, there are activities related to business planning and supporting the financial management, strengthening and so on, as well as some lobby and advocacy activities, especially with the provincial and national level FOs. And then institutional strengthening that is also needed to make the economic services sustainable and viable and professional. Just to mention some targets, 10 million euro worth of marketed produce, 59,000 tons volume of marketed products. And maybe interesting to mention also that as inclusion is an important transversal topic, in the projects, we are aiming to double the number of women and youth in the leadership positions in the FOs supported. Next. And first, let's go to the Philippines. There we are working in a variety of value chains, as you can see there: cacao, coffee, coconut, banana, pineapple, rice, calamansi, corn, cassava, livestock, seafood. Philippines, budget-wise, is our main country of implementation, and it also has the largest concentration of FO partners and Agri agencies. There, as a kind of a specialty, I can mention that there are a lot of activities also to improve access to finance at farm level. And so activities to strengthen village savings and loan associations. There's also a strong emphasis on transitioning to organic and low input agriculture. And I can also mention an interesting project led by CONFAS that continues to work on reforestation and restoration of landscapes and protection of coastal resources, whilst developing interesting diversified income streams and economic services for their members. Next. Then in Vietnam, we work in maybe little less typical value chains, forestry, palm, sugar, and honey. And from Vietnam, I would like to highlight that this FO4Asia program allows us and the partners to build on and scale out very interesting results that were achieved during the AFOS FFP implementation, namely on the inclusion of smallholder forest owners and their producer organizations in the forest certification schemes and carbon offsetting programs. And as you might know, this is quite the challenge because all kinds of verifications needed to enter to forest certification schemes are very demanding and difficult to meet often for smallholders. But there are already successful examples from the Vietnam, and we are very much looking forward to be able to scale them out in cooperation, not only with the farmers organizations, but with Vietnam Academy of Forest Science and PEFC International Certification Scheme and Vietnam Forest Certification Office. Next. In Indonesia, the focus is in cacao, rice, livestock, and vegetables value chains. And there, in addition to strengthening FO's position in these main value chains, there are a lot of activities to support also diversification of commodities to become more resilient. And here I can mention some interesting scaling out prospects for digital tools, because in FFP ASEAN already there were some promising starts to start using online marketing tools and so on, and their COVID pandemic provided a push, and we are very much looking forward to scale out this type of use of digital tools, not only in Indonesia, but in other countries as well. But in Indonesia, we are already have a head start. There's also important activities to work on inclusivity, development of women organizations and organizations addressing young women and girls integrated in existing farmer associations. Next, please. In Cambodia, we are working with 2 national platforms. And there also, in addition to economic services, for example, FNN that is aiming to establish a business hub for joint marketing of organic rice and chicken. There will be a lot of activities related to promotion of agroecological practices and all in all low input agriculture. Also, youth insertion is a big priority, especially for FAEC. Next, please. Then some words about the core approach within the implementation. It's really peer-to-peer. We have learned, and that has also been validated by a lot of external evaluators, that peer-to-peer approaches are very effective. Farmers learn efficiently from each other and tend to innovate together when they have a chance. So South-South and North-South exchanges, learning exchanges and knowledge sharing is very important part of the program. And there, of course, the synergies and complementarities with the ASEAN Farmers Association and La Via Campesina and their partners is very important. And AgriCode will be facilitating and coordinating this type of knowledge management across FO4Asia, but also then try to find cross-fertilizing possibilities with other FO4 programs that we are currently implementing in Africa, Caribbean, Latin America, Pacific regions. Next. And as mentioned, we really want to implement the lessons learned from AFOS and aim to further improve the synergies of action with the other implementing partners and work together also in policy and advocacy efforts at regional level. AFA and AgriCode implementation converge on common agenda. And FO4A contributes to this agenda building and helps to explore innovations for sustainability. There are also some common FO partners and areas of interest. There's also joint advocacy agenda around different processes. And from Agricode side is our Southeast Asian network agri-agency, ASEADRA, that is leading this engagement with the regional policy processes. And of course, always in coordination with AFA and La Via Campesina. Next. So this was a short overview of what we are planning to do and where and with whom. And here you see the team here in Agricode Secretariat based in Brussels. And you also see that we have social media channels. And as the end of this short presentation, I would like to invite you to follow us on social media to stay tuned, to get update on our work and progress in FO4Asia. Thank you for your attention, and over to the moderators.
Thank you, Katja. I will continue. I will share from the farmer side the implementation of FO on complementing the Asia Pacific Farmers Program. Okay. From our side, the Farmers Organization for Asia is co-financed by the Asia Pacific Farmers Program through IFAD. This is being implemented by the consortium Asian Farmers Association for Sustainable Rural Development and La Via Campesina. AFA is a regional network of farmers in Asia with members in 22 countries, around 13.5 million women, men, and young farmers. We are also a pioneer member of the Global Farmers Forum, and we have actively engaged in the campaign for the declaration of International Year of Family Farming and the UN Declaration for the Decade of Family Farming. Our partner, La Via Campesina, is an international peasant movement promoting agroecology, food sovereignty, among other concerns. La Via is also a pioneer member of the Global Farmers Forum, or the FAFO, and have actively engaged in the campaign for UN Declaration for the Rights of a Peasant. From our side, we are implementing FO4A in 3 sub-regions. In Central Asia, this year, we have already started in Mongolia, and we are expanding in Kyrgyzstan. In South Asia, we are working in 5 countries with National Farmers Organization in these countries: India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. And in Southeast Asia, in ASEAN countries, including Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, and Indonesia. In all these countries, we endeavor to reach around 1.25 million farmers to be benefited from favorable policies. As we know, we have component 2 on policy engagement, and this component will really support our farmers organization to promote policies that will benefit at the minimum 1.25 million farmers. We are also targeting 150,000 farmers with increasing income. And these farmers can have that increase in income through the economic services being provided by around 1,000 farmers organizations. And of course, not all these 1,000 FOs can graduate to become matured and sustainable. So we're seeing a model that can be like that can inspire others. So we are looking on 250 matured and sustainable FOs. And out of these 250, there are 100 FOs who are in successful engagement with producer, private, public partnership. So we can deliver this through the various components. No? For component 1, improving economic services, we will focus this component in intensifying most of our advanced frontliners. And then the component 3 will be focusing on the strengthening of the other partners, no, the 1,000 farmers organization. In all this, there is component 4 to help us in the knowledge management and communication and visibility. FO4A has been implemented already, no? And then we are happy to share with you some of the activities and outputs of FO4A. For component 1, at the end of 2021, we have 277 farmers organizations with at least 2 economic services. And some of the key activities were the series of business development planning workshop, which resulted to approval of around 16 business plan. And this is 16 business plan has been supported and funded through the Challenge Fund, complemented by the APFP. We also seen marketing contracts forged in Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. There are manuals which was developed based on the successful implementation of farmers, and this was put into a farmer-friendly manual to guide other farmers organizations, particularly on food processing. There are numerous trainings conducted along the use of sustainable farming technology, food processing, packaging, farmers branding. And of course, to support these local activities, we also conducted regional activities. We have 2 major webinars we sponsored. One is setting up online farmer Facebook shop. One of the challenges of the pandemic is that there's no logistics, marketing is difficult. So some farmers have piloted the online farmer shop, and we drawn that experience and we share it through the webinar. Second, we also conducted a regional webinar on technologies to avoid food loss and food waste. We co-organized with a corporation, Covestro, who is working on post-harvest facilities to know some of the important elements on how to avoid food loss and food waste. And for component 2 on policy engagement, we have efforts at local and national level. At the local level, we have seen 16 policies and programs that has been promoted, including the reduction of interest rate on loan, particularly those who are affected by the COVID. An example is in Cambodia, from 18%, they were able to negotiate for a reduction to 4%. And there are also efforts to lobby for access to irrigation and other support services in Cambodia and Indonesia. And in India, there was this strong lobby for the compensation for crop loss due to natural disaster. These are samples of the national member state level policies. Also, there are national policies. There are 2 important national policies which has been promoted. In the Philippines, there was this approval of trust fund for coconut farmers amounting to $1.4 million. And also in Mongolia, they have this very important regulation of the Cooperative Development Fund. To supplement this national level policy engagement at the regional level, we also engage ASEAN for the Southeast Asia and SAARC for South Asia. At ASEAN, we continued our work to promote the ASEAN Roadmap on Agriculture Cooperative, which was highly facilitated through the support of AFOS. Using that instrument, we created working group for each of the pillar of the roadmap. And then we are continuously pushing for the implementation of the ASEAN Coffee. It's like an inter-trade among coffee producers within ASEAN. And also bringing down the Food System Summit at the ASEAN. So there was this ASEAN Food System Forum, which we supported. And of course, as AFA, we are applying to become an affiliated entity with ASEAN to institutionalize our participation in ASEAN processes. For SAARC, we have also co-organized with SAP the conduct of the UN Decade for Family Farming Regional Workshop and also the Food System Summit Forum in SAARC. Parallel to this regional engagement, we also actively participated in international and global engagement, focusing on the Food System Summit. We facilitated the conduct of independent dialogues, the action track engagement. And of course, as climate change is an important issue, we actively raised the voices of the farmers in COP26 through the We Are Watching campaign. And we also participated in some side events for the COP26. In the UN Decade for Family Farming, we participated in World Youth Forum and also engaged strongly with ComDev Asia to promote the initiative of family farmers. La Via Campesina is very active on the UN Declaration of Rights of Peasant Front, as well as putting forward the interests of farmers in the issues related to WTO. AFA is also working on land issues through the ILC, and we are having this new partnership with the Mountain Product Network to promote the forest product, non-timber forest product of our partners. So these are all our efforts on policy engagement, both at the local, regional, and international level. KM, communication and visibility, is also very important component. No? Through this, we are able to communicate the gains of the project, share inspiring farmer stories, and exchange experiences and lessons on different farming technologies and in the aid of policy advocacy as well. So along this, we have created a dedicated section of the Asia Pacific Farmers Forum website to Farmers Organization for Asia, or FO4A. In this website, we have 7.3 million website hits, and we also have a Facebook page with 150,000 plus followers. We also contribute stories in the EU-ASEAN Blue Book, no, for 2021. And every year, we also continue to provide inputs to this Blue Book, the EU-ASEAN Blue Book. And also, we have participated actively in EU-ASEAN activities, such as the EU-ASEAN Communication Visibility Workshop organized by EU delegation in ASEAN. Friends, together with us here in the forum, I cannot mention, but these are the frontliners. You can see from the list different farmers. And here our farmers are saying, farmers organizations are bouncing back better and getting stronger with the FO4A support. So in behalf of our farmers, I would like to thank EU and IFAD and all our other partners in supporting us through the FO4A. And together, let us build a more resilient future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lani and Katja.
Thank you. Now, after listening to the earlier presentations, we will now have our question and answer segment. Bernie?
Yeah, for the Q&A, we will accommodate questions on the chat box. So type your questions now, and we will ask our key partners to respond to your questions. We can only accommodate, in the interest of time, a maximum of 2 questions directly via audio or video from the floor. So, Leo?
So you may start typing your questions now. But in the meantime, let us have a short quiz. Please note that there will be wonderful prizes that await the winners. If the winners from Asia, the NIA, where the winner comes from, will facilitate the awarding of the prize. If the winner comes from Europe, Agricole will take care of this, of sending the prize.
Okay, so we would like to know if you listen. This will just be a very simple quiz. Okay, let's have a sample first. For the sample question, okay, can you type? But please don't submit your answers yet without hitting the go. So you need to wait for us to say go before you send your responses to the question. Okay, for the sample, what is the full meaning of the acronym APFP? Begin typing now and ready, get set, go. Are there responses? Irish, can you check if there are responses? And
yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so now for the real thing, Leo.
Now for the questions, the real questions. Now, question number 1. This is the real thing now. What is the previous program supported by EU and IFAD before FO4A? Repeat, what is the previous program supported by EU and IFAD before FO4A? Ready, get set, go.
Let's see if you listened well. For those who are in the platform, they should know what the previous program was. Okay, we can see responses, but there seems to be no correct answer.
Yep.
I can see one correct answer.
Yeah, so time's up. And now the correct answer is ASEAN Farmers Organization Support Program, or AFOS.
Okay, for question number 2, okay, get ready.
Bernie, please declare the winner.
Irish, can you please declare the winner? I cannot see the chat box from my view. Irish, do we have the winner now?
Yes, Florante Diaz.
Florante Diaz, congratulations.
Florante Villas of Asia-Dra.
Okay, so Asia-Dra will take care of your prize. Okay, for question number 2, get ready. How many countries in Southeast Asia is covered by FO4A? Okay. Again, let me repeat. How many countries in Southeast Asia is covered by FO4A? Go. I can see answers. Okay. Some of you got the wrong answers. Right, from a different perspective, but Leo, is it time now?
Yeah. Is there a correct answer now, Irish?
Winner is Sochit.
Okay, Sochit from FWN Cambodia. Congratulations. Okay, Dania, FNN will take care of your special prize. Leo?
Yeah, for question number 3, name at least one country in South Asia covered by FO4A. Repeat, name at least one country in South Asia covered by FO4A. Ready, get set, and go.
You can see right answers on the chat box. Okay, but who was the first one? Okay, do we have a winner now?
Yes, Wasim.
Wasim from Pakistan. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah. The correct answers may be in Nepal, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, or Pakistan.
Okay, those 5 countries in South Asia. And now, for the 4th question, let us see. Okay, the question is, how many years is the project FO4A? Again, how many years is the project FO4A going to be implemented? Go. Okay, I can see right answers. Irish, do we have a winner now?
Yes, Sheila Marie.
Sheila Marie from the Philippines, Campil. Congratulations. Your boss will take care of your prize. Now for our last question, Leo.
Yeah, the last question is, what is the full project title of FO4A? Repeat, what is the full project title of FO4A? Go.
There is something missing before the farmer. There seems to be no winner yet from what I can see on the chat. Aha, I think we have one. Irish, do we have a winner now?
Roy Ribo.
Hi, Roy. Congratulations for winning the 5th question. Okay, so that's all for our quiz. Let us see if there are questions on the floor. We hand over now to Mags and Cesar. Take it away.
Thank you, Bernie and Leo. Cesar, Ani?
We don't have any question on the floor. Okay, Irish, how many countries are covered by FO4A? That was one of the questions. How many countries?
14.
14, yeah.
Yes.
Because
so there's one question, Cesar, from Agriterra. No,
yes.
One of the objectives of the program is the increase in the income of farmers. I presume that this was also one of the objectives of AFOS. By how much did farmer income increase in AFOS? I am interested in the tool measuring income. So perhaps Katya and Lani could respond via chat box to the questions raised. So now we move on to our next agenda.
Okay, thank you very much, Max. We now move on the methods of support. You know, as we already know, FO4A covers the entire Asia, and as already asked, it covers 14 countries, and it will be more countries coming as we expand this program. ASEAN and SAARC have been supportive of FO endeavors, and we hope to have stronger partnership with them for FO4A and beyond.
With that, let us hear from our partners from the regional bodies. To speak on behalf of the ASEAN, please welcome Dr. Pan Quang Min, the Assistant Director and Head of the Food, Agriculture and Forestry Division of the ASEAN Secretariat.
Greetings, Mr. Thabo Potevin, Head of Cooperation EU Delegation to Indonesia, ASEAN. EU county officials from different countries in Asia. Mr. Nigel Pratt, Directors for the Asia and the Pacific Division, International Fund for Agricultural Development, Farmers Organization, agri-agencies, farmers representatives, and CSOs. Thank you for having me here today to witness and celebrate with you the launchings of the Support to Farmers Organization for Asia programs. This program strongly manifests your commitment to bring a better life to smallholder farmers in the ASEAN region and Asia as a whole. Congratulations for taking up the challenge and committing to work together to provide opportunities to small farmers to have a better life. Through this program, farmers in ASEAN will have more prospects to improve their livelihoods, and we also see a brighter future for the agricultural sector in the region. I am impressed by the efforts to reach out to those who are being left behind. The new strategy you are adopting helps our farmers to gain more knowledge and apply these to develop their farming. am fascinated by the levels of collaboration in this program from various sectors, from international development partners, civil society, national government agencies, local government units, private sectors, learning institutions, and even individuals who are advocates for smallholder farmers and agriculture. There is strength in numbers. Hence, as the numbers continue to grow, so does the push towards achieving the goals of zero hunger and poverty. It is truly an honor for the ASEAN Secretariat to support these programs. ASEAN has been a long-term partner in the development of the agricultural sectors, as this is a critical component in the development of the entire region. Investing in our smallholder farmers is investing for the future of ASEAN. Imagine a future where our farmers are better prepared to participate in growing national and regional economy, and where their efforts can make a meaningful contribution to the reduction of the poverty. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate the ASEAN Farmers Association, La Via Campesinos, and AgriCorp as the implementers of the program. I also congratulate the development partners, EU, IFAD, which has started this program. After today lies the real challenge of achieving what we have set out to do. We have heard how much hope this could bring to many farmers in Asia. Looking at the face of the farmers representative around us today, I should say that they deserve our all support. We should never let them down, and you can count on the support of the ASEAN Secretariat in this journey. Thank you.
And now to speak on behalf of the SARC, please welcome Dr. Mohammed Yunus Ali, Senior Technical Officer and Project Coordinator of SARC Agriculture Center. Dr. Ali, please.
Yeah. So, thank you very much. First of all, delegates from International Fund for Agricultural Development, EU colleagues, Asian Farmer Association, SARC Agriculture Center colleagues, farmer associations, colleagues from ASEAN, very good afternoon from Asia, and good evening also. It is a great pleasure and opportunity for me to be present here and share my views with you all. First of all, I would like to extend a very welcome to all of you. And actually, SARC Agriculture Center has been established in 1988 as a SARC Information Center, and 2008, it has renamed as a SARC Agriculture Center. SARC Agriculture Center is the first regional center of the SARC bodies, and SARC Agriculture Center has been working as a center of excellence in the SARC bodies. So SARC has ACC has 6 objectives. We have the major objectives to promote the agricultural technology in South Asia, as well as capacity building for the member state participants. SARC Agriculture Center has a flagship program. One of the program, SARC PhD Scholarship Program, and already SARC Agriculture Center offered 5 PhD fellows from the SARC member state. By this time, 2 SARC PhD fellows already complete their PhD in agricultural and allied discipline. SARC Agriculture Center has two projects. One of the project, agribusiness model, focusing on value chain development, that was funded by SARC Development Fund. Another, we have one project, Consortium of Climate Smart Agriculture. That one is funded by the International Fund for Agricultural Development and SARC Development Fund. Both project is going on among the SARC member states. Now, I'm sharing something regarding the work with the Asian Farmer Association. In 2018, we had two programs. One is community-based seed system. Another is youth in women in agriculture. Two programs we conducted in collaboration with Asian Farmer Association. And after that, we have published a very nice book that was provided among the SARC member state. In 2019, we had one flagship program, Youth and Women in Agriculture. That program conducted in Nepal. And in 2020, we had one program that name is United Nations Decade of Family Farming 2019-2028 Regional Action Plan to implement the UNDF for achieving the SDGs in South Asia. And after the program, we have published one book in collaboration with SARC Agriculture Center, FAO, Asian Farmer Association, and ICA. In future, we are looking forward to work with Asian Farmer Association. By this time, we have issued the note verbal for MU with between the Asian Farmer Association and SARC Agriculture Center. And already we have got two concurrence from the SARC member state. One is Maldives and another is Nepal. So after getting another 6 concurrence from the SARC member state, then we will go for signing MOU between the SARC Agriculture Center and Asian Farmer Association. So we have some work regarding the value chain, youth and women in agriculture, community system that is similar to the Asian Farmer Association work as well as farmer organization work. So from the SARC Agriculture Center, we would like to contribute in the future more to strengthening our work and partnership. So thank you very much. Thank you all for giving the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ali. Now, at this point, I will turn over the floor to Mylene and Amir for the awarding session of Young Farmers Open Letter Contest.
Thank you, Mads, and thank you, Angge. So distinguished guests, development partners, farmers organization representatives, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awarding session of the Young Farmers Open Letter. I am Mylene Makabuhay, coordinator for the Young Farmers Agenda of AFA, and I will be the segment host together with my colleague Amir. Amidst the aging of the farming population, it is crucial that we continue and multiply our efforts to understand the situation and context of young farmers and to ensure their engagement and empowerment as part of our strategy to support and strengthen farmers' organizations in Asia. Today's event recognizes the extraordinary commitment and efforts demonstrated by our young farmers. Let's have a big round of applause to all the 78 entries from different countries in Asia. We want to thank IFAD, EU, AFA, and LVC for making this event happen. This is the first open letter challenge we organized, and we were overwhelmed with the response from our young farmers. We received 78 entries, 78 inspiring stories from young farmers across the region. Through this activity, we were able to provide a platform for young farmers to express to policymakers their story and the challenges they face in farming, and at the same time to communicate these issues to a bigger audience via social media. To determine the winners of this contest, we invited judges from partner organizations in ASEAN and SAARC. We'd like to extend our thanks to Ms. Fatima Zara of the ASEAN Youth Forum Organization and Dr. Yunus Ali of SAARC in helping us choose the finalists. We appreciate you lending us your time and expertise. And of course, thank you to the public for showing your support by voting on social media. Before we hand out the awards, let's watch this video featuring some of the young farmers who participated in the contest.
Started a botanical farm. I had different kinds of problems in crop production like seed, poison, fertilizers, machinery.
And its climate itself is very friendly for agriculture.
धेरै आश्वासन ठुलो आश्वासन देखाए तर कार्यान्वयन कुनैले पनि गरेनन्। नेपाल सरकारले त कृषिमा अझै ठुलो लगानी गरेको समाचार सुन्न पाइन्छ।
सरकारले बिमाको व्यवस्था गरेको छ, बिमा कम्पनीहरुमा राम्रो पहुँच छैन, कृषि सहुलियत गर्दा छैन।
My father is a farmer and he owns 5 acres of land. My elder brother is serving in army, but I prefer to get my education in agriculture.
Being a female in the field of agriculture was a big challenge for me. I have faced sudden economic crisis due to the world pandemic issue.
จากภาครัฐหรือธนาคารภาคส่วนที่เกี่ยวข้องเสนอ
Tôi xin giới thiệu, tôi tên là Thùy, hiện đang công tác tại Trung tâm Dạy nghề và Hỗ trợ Nông dân của Trung tâm tỉnh Ninh Bình.
Chúng ta là một nước nông nghiệp, phát triển nông nghiệp là vấn đề hết sức quan trọng trong phát triển kinh tế của đất nước, chống dịch dịch bệnh COVID-19 do các nước sinh.
Tôi là Phương Ngân Phương, sinh năm 1987, là một người nông dân xã Khánh Tường, huyện Khánh Tây, Ninh Bình. Trong 2 năm qua, tôi đã thực hiện mô hình sản xuất nhiều năm. Tên tôi là Phạm Thanh Hữu, sinh năm 1987, là một người
phòng việc sản xuất lúa, thân thiện với môi trường theo phương pháp cải tiến SRI. Trong quá trình tham gia vào mô hình này thì tôi nhận thấy một điều
được khát khao cống hiến để phát triển nền nông nghiệp Việt Nam, và chúng tôi mong muốn được Bộ Nông nghiệp Việt Nam có những chính sách về xuất khẩu.
Bạn hãy cùng tôi chung tay bảo vệ nông sản Việt. Người Việt Nam ưu tiên dùng hàng Việt Nam, góp phần thúc đẩy nền.
Kính thưa ngài Bộ trưởng Nông nghiệp và Phát triển nông thôn, thưa bà con nông dân, từ bao đời nay thì nông dân Việt Nam luôn cần cù chịu khó trong sản xuất chăn nuôi. Ai cũng muốn làm.
Thank you. Thank you to our brilliant young farmers. So what my colleague now already mentioned that out of 78 entries, 4 were chosen to win $500 each to fund their farm or agribusiness. Aside from the cash prize, they will also get a chance to interact with policymakers in their respective countries. Plus, they will also receive coaching for their farm and agribusiness plan from the Business Development Officer of APRP. Without further ado, here are the winners. For mobilizing their young farmer and sending the highest number of entries, we recognize our partner in Vietnam, the Vietnam Farmers Union. They own $1,000 that will be used for strengthening their program for young farmer in their country. The 4 individuals, the young farmers who will receive $500 each, they are: second runner-up is Mr. Nong Dong Thong, young farmers member of VNFU, Vietnam. Next, the first runner-up is Mr. Von Samphos, young farmer member of Farmer and NatureNet FNN, Cambodia. Grand winner, Mr. Randy Sierra, young farmer member of the Pakisama, Philippines. And the special award for a young woman farmer goes to Ms. Sadia Banu, a young farmer from Pakistan. Congratulations to all. The APFP RIA, Regional Implementing Agency, will get in touch with you regarding your prizes. Certificate will also be given to all participants. Now, let's hear from Randy Sierra, young farmer from Pakisama, Philippines.
Nagpapasalamat rin po ako sa bumubuo ng konseptong ito sa pangunguna ng Asia Pacific Farmers Program at ang Asian Farmers Association. At ganoon din po ang aking pasasalamat sa mga sumuporta at tumulong upang makamit natin ang tagumpay na ito. Hangad ko po na ang papremyong ito ay magamit natin sa isang maayos na pamamaraan at magawa natin ang pangarap natin na magkaroon ng isang learning site farm upang makapag-encourage tayo ng mga kabataang magsasaka na balikan at tulungan ang ating mga magulang na mapaunlad at mapalago ang pamumuhay ng bawat pamilya magsasaka. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
That concludes our awarding session today. Thank you for your presence and for supporting this activity. To our young farmers, may you all continue to inspire other youth in your community to engage in agriculture. Good luck to all your future endeavors, and we wish you all the best. Thank you all for supporting YFOL, and hope you can also support our future activity. That is, AFA and LVC invite female members of the farmers' organizations under the APFP and FO4A to join the Women Ensuring Food Security and Nutrition Forgotten Foods Cooking Contest. In this cooking contest, the challenge is to prepare native dishes that will highlight the use of forgotten, indigenous, or native or heirloom food crops as one of the main ingredients. We look forward to your delicious entries. Back to you, Mags and Angge.
Thank you very much, Mylene and Amir. And congratulations again to the Young Farmers winners. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to the last part of our program. Certainly, this is not the least. Before we formally close our program, let me call on Mr. Uber Bora, the Country Director of IFAD and Task Manager of FOA, to give us the closing remarks. Sir, please take the virtual floor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And good morning and good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate AFA, La Via Campesina, Agricord, and the IFAD and the EU team for this very well-organized launching event of the FO4A. I'm very glad that we are able today to have this presentation and discussion. As mentioned by several intervenants, FO4A is today even more relevant if you look at the current international context. And I'm sure that with the experience that we have under AFOS, we will be able to go fast in the implementation to build, on the lesson of AFOS and to increase the income of the farmer, to increase, the credibility of the farmers' organization, to promote the family farming system, and to attract and maintain, many youth in agriculture. I'm very glad that you had, and I congratulate the young farmer for this context. We are here to support you. So please, let's work together, EU, IFAD, and farmers' organization for real and rapid, success of FO4A. Thank you very much. And again, congratulations. Over to you.
Cesar.
Okay, as we close this program, we shall do it in a celebration. Again, we express our gratitude to our partners, friends, and supporters, and most especially with our farmers' organizations. Now to end this with a celebration, I'd like to invite you to turn on your videos for our virtual toast. I have here my glass of wine. Actually, this is vodka. So please, I'll turn it over to Bernie and Leo to join us in the virtual toast.
Once again, thank you, everyone.
To express our solidarity and commitment, we invite everyone for the virtual toast.
Please keep your videos on for the virtual toast.
towards economic sustainability of farmers. Cheers! Kampai!
Long live family farmers!
We encourage you to raise your glass of wine.
Cheers!
And for a toast,
for our group photo,
to give cheers to our farmers.
Cheers! And for our group photo, we are requesting everyone to turn on their videos and cameras and wear your best smile. So, Junie, please give us a cue on which page you are.
Congratulations to everyone. Thank you for attending this forum.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Towards the sustainability of our farmers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. I wish so everyone
maihahain pagdating ng kainan. Pag may sobra magpalitan, o di kaya'y ipagpili. Oh, madiskarte ang pamilyang magsasaka. Magpunla, magbantay at anihin ang bunga na nagbibigay sigla sa mga minamahal. Alamin at pagyamanin ang likas na paraan. Oh, mabuhay ang pamilyang magsasaka.
Only family farm.
Paligid may ubus mo.
Only family farmer. You don't Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
For your attendance. You goodbye.
Mabuhay ang pamilyang magsasaka.
Bye-bye to all.
Halihin ang bunga na nagbibigay sigla sa mga minamahal. Alamin na pagyamanin ang likas na paraan. Oh, mabuhay ang pamilyang magsasaka. Oh, mabuhay ang pamilyang magsasaka.
Kido Patani. Long live Patani. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.